The footprints in the locked room. A group of friends sought a peaceful weekend escape from their city lives, but what they found in an old, secluded cabin deep in the woods would haunt them forever. How do you explain footprints in a room that's been locked for years when the person who left them never existed? The friends, eager for an adventure, chose a remote cabin as their destination. The cabin, old and seemingly forgotten, stood alone among the dense trees, giving off an unsettling vibe that none of them could shake. Despite the eerie atmosphere, they tried to embrace the weekend, laughing off their unease as they arrived. That night, they gathered around the fireplace, where the warmth did little to dispel the strange feeling that clung to the cabin. The group's curiosity was piqued by the cabin's history, which was rumored to be filled with unexplained events and ghostly occurrences. With the fire crackling and the wind howling outside, the cabin seemed to come alive with secrets of its own. As the night wore on, they decided to explore the cabin, finding themselves drawn to a long, narrow hallway that led to a locked door. The door was old, with a rusty lock that seemed to have been untouched for years. Though they were tempted to see what lay behind it, they agreed to leave it alone for the night, their nerves already on edge from the unsettling stories. The next morning, they were abruptly awakened by a loud thud that echoed through the cabin. Startled, they rushed to the hallway and found the once locked door slightly ajar. The discovery filled them with a sense of dread. Inside, the room was just as they expected: old, dusty, and filled with abandoned furniture. But something was terribly wrong. In the middle of the room, a single set of fresh footprints marred the thick layer of dust on the floor. The footprints led to the center of the room and stopped abruptly, as if the person who made them had vanished into thin air. The group was unnerved by the sight, as the door had been locked, the windows sealed, and yet there were the footprints, as clear as day. They tried to rationalize the situation, searching the room for hidden entrances or anything that could explain the mysterious footprints, but there was nothing. The room was just as they had found it, except for the prints that didn't belong. The sense of unease grew stronger as they realized that they were dealing with something beyond their understanding. As night fell once more, the group decided to take turns keeping watch, unable to shake the fear that had settled over them. During the night, one of them heard faint footsteps echoing from the hallway. Heart pounding, they approached the door, only to find it still locked. The next morning, they inspected the room again. The footprints remained, but the room felt colder, darker, as if it was closing in on them. In a desperate attempt to solve the mystery, they tried to see if the door could be locked from the inside, but the key wouldn't fit through the gap under the door. It became clear that whoever had left those footprints was already inside when they arrived, and somehow they had disappeared without a trace. As they processed this terrifying realization, they noticed something even more disturbing. The footprints were fading. Slowly, the prints vanished before their eyes, as if the person who made them was being erased from existence itself. The room returned to its untouched state, leaving them with more questions than answers. Fear overwhelmed them, and they quickly decided to leave the cabin. As they packed up, a final eerie creak echoed from the hallway. The door to the mysterious room slowly swung shut on its own, the lock clicking into place, as if sealing the mystery inside forever. They didn't dare look back as they drove away, the cabin fading into the distance, now just a shadowy figure in the woods. But the memory of the footprints lingered in their minds, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved. The past, it seemed, had not yet finished with them, and the thought of what might still be lurking in that old, secluded cabin haunted them long after they had left it behind. Don't miss out. Like and subscribe to our channel for more chilling mysteries that will keep you on the edge of your seat.